The girls have made it really easy, so yeah, it's good.
We'll let you get back in there and good luck this second 30.
Thank you.
It was a pretty frantic pace there in that first half with quite a few errors. How did you assess it?
Look, I think there was certainly some fatigue errors out there, and we just needed to be a little bit more clinical with the ball, and yeah, hopefully that happens now in this second half.
So is that it? You just want them to control the ball more in the second half?
I think so. We're getting enough of the ball, and we're probably just being a little bit frantic with some of our movement, where I think we can just take that little bit, half a second extra, and pop the ball through the ring, hopefully.
That was a good start. Have a good second half.
Thank you.
Excellent work. Thanks so much, Jack, and we really appreciate Tanya giving her time, as always. It's great to get that access. So just the one change.
Yeah, and that's sensible. We've seen that a lot from the Thunderbirds, just freshening legs and changing up the mid-court options. Tanya Obst will be buoyed by the fact that their performance last week against the Vixens, one of the top-performing teams in the back end of the game, was superb. They ran in 2-16 all quarters against the Vixens, so she will remind her players of that. Bring it to me now.
It's a really good point. They didn't get the result, and they didn't get a bonus point, but they had those two drawn quarters in the third and the fourth. It was a really good game, and they've been so much more competitive this season, haven't they?
They have. You can see them building, and that's great. The area we talked of at the top of the game about converting turnovers remains a problem for both. The Thunderbirds have converted just 14 out of 15 turnover possessions. The Magpies 4 out of 11. So both sitting at the Thunderbirds at 27%, the Magpies at 36%. They want more reward from those gains.
And a bad miss there for the Magpies. Allows a defensive rebound there for Sterling. And great transition here. This is good ball movement. Coming down towards the baseline, they come back. Petty to Falau, over to Ride.
Well, that was nice deception from Maria Falau, but the hands of Ride need to go up and be strong up in the air.
Contact with the ground, outside.
So they'll get possession back here. Pittman, just a little underground. That was better. Nice pass. And Ride not quite on that occasion. She'll get another opportunity. And this time, no mistake. So a really good start to this third quarter for the home team. A little smile there from Ride.
Just looking at the score tick, Tom, and 21 for the Magpies. That's their lowest halftime score this season. So I wonder what Rob Wright said in that halftime break, because he wouldn't be happy with the performance.
I guess half glass empty, that's a real concern. Half glass full, as they've only conceded 24 in that first half. But you're right, it would be of concern, no doubt about that. And again, Ride working under the post. Receiving from Falau. So those two just working very nicely. And that's a really strong start here from the T-Birds. And here is Sterling!
No, it's stuck to her.
Oh, goodness. Almost caused some real collateral damage there. Some pretty expensive equipment.
Yeah, she went in for a close-up, no doubt about that, right down the lens of that massive camera.
Here we go. Let's have a look at it on the Harvey Norman replay.
Hurdles the media bench, has a laugh, untangles those long legs, but out hunting. So that's a warning to the Magpies. Nice lift at the end of that from Altman, too much. She saw Brandley coming, just change the pass selection.
And then Falau coming back the other way, wanted the intercept, but not quite. Here's Brazel to Brandley. Going to get it back with Revalian. Medhurst working well there with Nelson. That's what she can do. She's so dynamic with her assists, and Rob Wright happy with that. So after the opening 3 goals conceded, they get the last 2. There is the run home. Fever, Swifts and the Vixens for the Magpies, so not an easy stretch in the final 3 weeks.
No, they're not really comfortable playing away from home for whatever reason. They're on a lot of losses from that. They do like playing at home, and remember that clash against the Vixens was won by the Magpies. It really upset the boat for the Vixens, so they'll fancy themselves in that one.
Shimon coming back to Sterling. That's okay. Go over the transverse line now. Shimon up the court. Altman could have allowed that one there to Falau, but she wasn't to know she was coming. And now another turnover.
Emma Ride drops the head because the hands haven't been good. She needs to really get on the back end of those and claim them.
And here is Van der Merwe. And talking about collateral damage. Good to see she's okay. She's a tough competitor. They win the ball back here, the T-Birds.
The last couple of plays down court from the Thunderbirds have been poorly contested by the Magpies through the middle third. Not enough defensive effort through the middle. Testing right again. There's not elevation, so she really needs to make sure the timing of the stretch and the quality of the take is good.
Here is Van der Merwe. She was forced out of play, tangling of legs, as you can see, and did well to break the fall. That could have been real carnage there, but she's okay. Continuing her work at wing defence.
And good to see that Kelsey Brown's work in the gym on the floor, doing the rolls, is going well for her.
Contact.
Almost there for Falau. She'll get another chance here. And it's been a really nice start to this second half for the T-Birds. 5 goals to 2. So they're on track for another bonus point. Here is Brown. Medhurst working with Nelson. 2 former T-Birds.
Took a time then to have a good look at the positioning of Sterling and where to place the ball. That's better execution from the Magpies.
She's such a cool customer, Nat Medhurst.
But such a fighter at the same time.
Yeah.
Look cool in the progress, and at the finish you just see the intensity on her face, how much she wants it. Good ball from Pittman. What a sweet ball again. They're just trying to test out what Emma Wright can receive and what she can't.
Quick hands and the appropriate finish there. Excellent work by Pittman to Falau and finally Wright. And that 6-goal margin is restored. Nelson again.
Oh.
Brilliant work defensively. But Sterling couldn't stay inside. It was like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, except it was going over all the time. And she just couldn't stop it from falling.
She's gorgeous in the air, but less graceful on the ground, shall we say.
Oh, and here they go. Now the Magpies. So it was looking so good there for the T-Birds, but they got it back. The Magpies score. They go on. Here's the intercept. Yes! Off the post. No. Thought she'd done enough. Just out of court. Always involved in the game. Crowd, as a result, are too. Great stuff there from Medhurst. Working really well with Ravelli.
Yeah, Nat Medhurst, just have another look at that play from Sterling. Out of court, says the umpire. Nat Medhurst just starting to assert herself on court. She's just starting to control this forward line. And there's only been one misfire to Nelson. That was the one before that. She's starting to find radar with her. That's a threatening sign.
And good to see Sterling helping Nelson to her feet there. Here is Medhurst on cue. Can she convert? She's been good. No. And Shimon goes down hard. Sterling came up with the rebound. Good sign. Both players desperate for the ball. There's Altman, fresh onto the court for Petty at the start of this half. Pittman, who just run all day. We know that. Van der Merwe. Altman again. Out to Falau. So using that width of the court at the moment. Over the top to Altman.
And no rush this time from the Thunderbirds. It's a measured approach, but Brandley spoiling it.
Good strong work in the hips there from Van der Merwe, who absorbed the contact from Brown. Won the ball. And again, patient play. Patient build-up. Will it be effective though? Great stuff. Delayed the pass. Ride stayed next to the post. And that's her bread and butter.
Absolutely. You can just see from that last play too, April Brandley coming out hunting, is going out on the attack. So there's room at the back to place the ball.
So 5-goal lead. It was a 4-goal margin at quarter time for the Thunderbirds. Back to 3. And here they go over the top again to Ride.
You see the double play on Emma Wright because they know the hands are sus under pressure, so Magpies are going to apply as much attention as they can.
Out to a 6-goal margin again. Magpies have to be good. Good crisp pass there from Medhurst. And it came in quickly, but the deflection.
I don't know where she came from. That ball was put perfectly to the pocket and it was a quick release, but the closing speed of Sterling, just electrifying.
That was good there from Nelson. Just took front position, got the body in front, and we're going to get an HCF timeout with the Thunderbirds leading with just over 5 minutes left in this third quarter. It's a low-scoring one. The T-Birds in control, 32-27.
One looking, and then I reckon, and to me, I think all their defenders get really drawn to the ball. So I reckon it's really important. Square up, have a look, and then look elsewhere, because I think the defender's getting pulled, especially to you, because I reckon they're trying to. I think we're looking for you, but I reckon we're covered. So I reckon you can, keep going through, but I reckon just change your angle. I reckon it just at times might be a little bit across. I don't mind going, but then change the angle. But I reckon then it's really important for the thrower, then not just to look at this one, because I think it's a really important one. And to me, the real key is stopping the ball before it gets there. So really incumbent across this transverse line.
All on the same page. We're 2 down. We want to win this quarter. Right, work together. Let's go. Pass on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Well, let's go to our sideline reporter, Jack McKenna, who's been keeping a close eye on things down there.
Well, as you can see, Rennie, on the screen there, Shadeen Vandermerve's knee was getting strapped up there at the timeout after she collided with the advertising boards. And Maria Folau was coughing quite a bit in that timeout break, so she might be running out of legs.
Yeah, we know she didn't play last week, Jack, don't we, with that illness, so perhaps the effects of that are catching up with her, Rennie.
Yeah, highly possible. Just take a quick look at the Collingwood changes. Melissa Bragg now on at wing defence, pushes Ash Brazel to centre, so Rob Wright rejigging the middle, and I think he's after more defensive pressure through the midcourt. We talked moments ago that it was running too swiftly down for the Thunderbirds. They'll have to keep an eye on the penalty count, though, the Magpies. They're 40 penalties compared to Thunderbirds just 29, so they need to stay in play when they're contesting.
And the ball, unfortunately for Bragg, going through her legs, allowing the Thunderbirds in. Ride up against the post, and she pops it in.
Well, she doesn't offer movement and she doesn't have hands of steel, but 12 from 13 for Emma Ride. 92% since she's come on court, so she's effective.
And it's bucking the trend of Shimona Nelson, for example, who's usually so good, shooting at 88% this season. She's down to 69%. Medhurst at 57, but she pops that one in. That'll help her percentages. And you can just see that determination, which you touched on, Annie. She's in for this.
Doesn't like losing.
And you love that.
It's exactly what you want from 7.
Yeah. As a teammate and someone on your side of the fence, and as a fan, you want those kind of competitors on your team. Here is Ride. Again, up against the post and puts it in. So they're holding sway here. The T-Birds continue to do so. They lead this quarter by 3.
Yeah, and the time in possession stat favours that. They've got 54% of possession compared to the Magpies' 46. So conversion of that possession paramount as they close down this game.
And you can see 1 bonus point apiece so far in this match, but they're on track for another here, the T-Birds, unless the Magpies can keep things going just like that. Altman back in the middle to Folau, who does like to receive a lot from centre pass. She's a tireless worker, as is this lady, Chelsea Pittman, the 31-year-old. Lovely ball over to Folau. And she misses. Fortunately, will get another opportunity from the baseline. Folau bounce past to Pittman. Those two look for each other a lot. Great work, Jiva Mentor. Rising to the occasion, and here go the Magpies on transition. Look at them go.
But everywhere they go, they hit a brick wall by the name of Shamira Sterling. She is reading them high, low, and anywhere else in between. What a game she's put out.
She is the Rock of Gibraltar back there, and here is Vandermerve. We saw the strapping on her knee. Bragg.
Yeah, blood bin ruling on her. They were quick to get to her and fix it.
Brown to Brazel, to Nelson, who puts it in. And here is Sterling.
Outside arm, beautiful execution and the follow through. Look at the fight now coming from Nat Medhurst, and Ash Brazel, another who will go right down to the wire. Beautiful work in the air. They just need to be steady on the finish.
So contact called there on Altman. Here is Sterling. And wins the penalty. Bit sore from that one.
But still running.
But still running. It's amazing when the ball's there to be collected.
It might hurt later, but not at the moment.
Pittman, look at that passing. So crisp.
Just
Altman.
ran herself into a hole then, Chelsea Pittman, and she'll be aware that the last ball she fed into Jiva Mentor. She needed more deception to draw Mentor.
You could just see that contact there on the Harvey Norman replay screen. Important 90 seconds here, and there's an errant pass, and that's because there's only one goal in it for this quarter. It's another low-scoring one. 10 goals to 9 currently in favour of the T-Birds. Crowd getting involved. Brilliant!
Oh, Ash Brazel, that was absolutely spectacular. The drive and then the reverse feed into Nelson.
Instinctive play at its best. It was brilliantly simple and quite simply brilliant. The Thunderbirds holding on.
Well, they don't need to be fancy here. They need to be safety first, ball in hand, work the ball, place the ball, finish.
A little bit further out this time, Ride. And as a result, the miss, and it's a turnover. So from nowhere, they led by as many as 6. The Magpies could win the quarter. 30 seconds left. It's 10 apiece in this third term.
Look for Shamira Sterling. She'd like to draw the quarter. Kelsey Brown just showing her discontent then at the physicality of the game, which is building across it, as you'd expect.
Love the determination of Nat Medhurst. This will give them the bonus point. Or a pass to Nelson makes it a certainty. Great play by the Magpies. Here's the pass from Brazel. How good was that? That was the play of the day so far. Margin back to 2.